podcast. I am Bo Messner, and I am joined by a new co-host because my normal co-host is gone. Please introduce yourself.
Tyler T-Man Skopak.
You can check him out on the Chuckles podcast, and we have a very special guest here today.
I'm Boyden. I don't know if you wanted me to give like a full rundown introduction.
Yeah, just
for sure.
Real quick.
Yeah, so Boyden, I'm a marketing consultant in the area, and I also pastor over at Relevant Church.
All right. So you are, of course, a marketing consultant. How does that job, treat you?
Oh, I love it. I mean, this has just been an amazing opportunity just to be working in this position. I've worked. I just think of the road that I took to ultimately get to this position. I mean, I've done a little bit of everything. I remember you guys had like a little series for T-Man over here, T-Man Tries.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how it was as I was coming up in the work and professional life. I mean, I worked in news as a salesman. I worked as a teacher. I taught here. I've worked in IT. I've worked in healthcare. I've done a little bit of everything. And just to finally land these past probably 4 or 5 years in marketing where my degree was in, has just been a huge blessing.
Okay, so before T-Man asks his question, I would like to ask you, how did you work here? Like, what position did you have?
Mm-hmm. I actually got to work in the graphics department with Miss Hoyt. So that was a lot of fun for me. I mean, just being able to pour into students and everything like that. At the time, I was also a youth pastor. So just being amongst the students, just getting to continue to pour into them, not only professionally, but just in their everyday life. Like, I mean, there's so much that students go through, and sometimes they just need a voice to help them navigate. So just being able to mirror my professional life with the marketing and advertising, graphics and everything, but then also to be able to just serve them just by being an ear was great.
You mentioned that at that time you were a youth pastor.
Yeah.
Along with teaching, what were kind of some of the ways that it kind of helped you kind of navigate both those worlds together? Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can't really see what's going on in the student's life if you're not in it. So being a youth pastor, it may be real easy just to kind of sit back and just like plan events and do all these things. But unless you're actually in the thick of it with the students, you can't really see what they're going through, what they're experiencing. And being able to do that in the high school and be there in the everyday life and just like I said earlier, be that ear for them. People don't really know or want to do anything unless they know you care. So being able to show that I cared and I was there in the school and just like I said, that ear, that was big.
All right. So could you tell us about your time as a youth pastor?
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. So Relevant Church, I don't know how much I'm supposed to be talking about the church here on this podcast.
No, it's fine. It's
okay.
fine.
I just want to make sure that I don't get you guys in trouble or get you guys in.
It's fine.
Yeah. So Relevant Church, I got to start that journey with Pastor Muta over there, and he asked me to come alongside him just to help plant the church, and then I can go back to my church. We're here 10, 11 years later, but there was a point where we were noticing several students were starting to come to the church with their families, and we realized like, hey, we need something for them. So I got kind of the green light to start a youth ministry through our church, and really things just kind of blew up overnight. We had a few students here that really were great gatherers of people, and they would bring them by and I mean, I really got to cut my teeth because I didn't have any experience. I didn't have a youth ministry growing up that I went to. So I was just kind of flying by the seat of my pants, seeing what worked and what didn't work. And there were definitely times I had to fail forward because I didn't know what I was doing. So I was lucky enough that I got sustained through it. So
you noticed that kind of like how you didn't have a youth ministry growing up,
mm-hmm.
and how you kind of had to switch churches going into that new youth ministry.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of switching churches there. What did you kind of experience seeing like other
mm-hmm.
youth? Because when I go to church, I'm like the youngest person there.
Oh,
the
wow.
next youngest person's like 65. So it's a big difference.
No, you'll definitely have that. I get that. So just in that process, so I grew up in the church that I had went to all my life. And then when I was asked to help out planting this church, I was like, sure, I'll play church with you for a little bit. I'll go back to my church. Like nothing. No big deal, And in that process, I just grew in my relationship with God so much. And I had a spiritual mentor at that time that was really pouring into me. And it's like, I don't want to go back. Like, I want to keep diving in and keep discovering what God had for me in the moment. And it was a lot of fun. In the process, I got to learn the church didn't have to be boring. Church could be fun as well. And I wanted to bring that experience to the students and everything. They bring a lot to the table. I like to say the students aren't the church of the future. They're the church of right now. The lessons that they're learning right now are going to carry them so far.
All right, that is amazing. Switching gears a little.
Yes, sir.
Corn did tell us that you are a big fan of Notre Dame football.
Oh, absolutely.
So how did your love for it begin?
So I actually grew up a mile away from the stadium.
All
So nothing beats like a fall Saturday morning, Saturday early afternoon, getting outside. I'm throwing the football around with my dad and everything, and you're seeing all these people who are parking like on our street because it's a mile walk to the stadium. So as they're parking there, and just the atmosphere, the energy around it was just so palpable. It was so contagious, and like you can't help but really grow an appreciation in that kind of environment. So I know a lot of people in this area, once you cross that state line, are Michigan fans, and that's okay. I forgive you, and God still loves you. But Notre Dame is definitely my team for sure.
Do you go to many games?
I try to go to at least one a year. Take my wife, take some friends every once in a while that are visiting in town, because once you get out there on a Saturday morning inside the stadium parking lots and everything, there's just such an amazing energy about it. And if we could bottle that energy up and use it like in other areas, people would just be more passionate all around, like bottling that energy up and putting it in a way that students get excited about school, or bottling that energy up and getting people excited about church or going to work on a Monday morning. I mean, that energy is just so contagious.
Yeah, my grandpa was a big Notre Dame fan. His dad was a police officer in Niles, so he got a lot of tickets from like the different Catholic churches, and then he would take him to games.
I thought you were saying like he got tickets like parking tickets or speeding tickets. I was wondering where that was going.
I was wondering also. Yeah,
Gotcha.
So he always grew up a Notre Dame fan, and then so I mean my family's Notre Dame fans, but I don't watch much college football. But
yeah, me neither.
I was gonna say you were setting it up like you were about to volleyball spike it in my face, but I defied my family. I'm a Michigan fan. I'm like,
no, that's the one thing my dad taught me to hate in this world.
Yeah,
There you go.
I am not a Michigan fan either. I'm more of a Michigan State fan, just like my family.
okay, my wife went to state, so
All right, that's nice.
yeah.
So we were also told that you played college baseball. Could you tell us about your experience playing?
Yeah, so I was super motivated to get to that level, to play college baseball. That was something that was always a goal of mine. I didn't have any goals beyond that, though. So I found when I got to college, I was excited. I was a part of something. It was great. We won a national championship when I was there. It was awesome. I was a redshirt that year. Redshirts didn't get championship rings, so that was kind of bogus. But I found that because my passion for that and my goals were to play in college, that I didn't have those goals beyond that. I didn't necessarily put the work in to be able to continue to excel or earn a starting role or do anything like that, because I was more concerned with everything else that came with it, the perks that came with it. I was more concerned about the partying and doing all those other things that aren't necessarily the most fruitful things if you want to earn playing time. Showing up to practice on time, not showing up to practice early. Leaving practice right as practice was ending, not putting in the extra work, just the negative habits that I allowed at that time just kind of muted the experience a little bit.
I understand.
So since you were going to college, what college was it?
I was at the University of Southern Indiana.
Okay.
That's nice.
Down in Evansville.
All right, yeah, and so you were redshirt that year that you won the national championship. Were there any other kind of accomplishments that you enjoyed being on the team?
So we won that national championship. That was great. The funny thing is we go into the next year, we're returning most of the players on the team. So everyone's of that mindset, like, oh, we're going to go back to back. We're going to win it again. And then everyone thought that they were the guy, and everyone thought that,
goodness.
Yeah. So like everyone started infighting, and our team, where we were like the most unified team the year before, there was just so much seeds of division that were that were placed out there, and we didn't end up making it back. We didn't win the conference tournament that year. We didn't make it out of the first round of our bracket, so it was kind of negative experience after that. But go figure. What would have been my redshirt senior year, I retired my redshirt junior year. Yeah, I retired then. I was just like, hey, I can graduate on time. I just want to focus on school at this point. They ended up winning the national championship again.
That's nice.
So it was like I would have got a ring that year. But it's unfortunate. But through that, I wouldn't trade my experience for the world. Get to meet so many great people, get to learn so many great things. And I wouldn't be here today without that story. Who knows where I would have been. But
do you think the baseball team, kind of some of the habits you learned there, some of the friendships you made, some of the relationships you bonded with, do you think that kind of led to where you're at now and kind of the avenues you're pursuing in now?
Absolutely. I mean, just the value of hard work. I got to see some of the most intentional, hardworking people. Was I following along in those habits at the time? No. I was doing my own thing. I was more concerned with doing my own thing. But it's one of those things where you learn these lessons later in life where you realize, oh, coach wasn't unfair to me. I was positioning myself to earn exactly where I ended up. You are standing at the result of your actions that you had taken before. So your life is designed to get the results that you get.
All right. Well, I have a very important question for you.
Oh, gosh.
It's definitely more of a personal question
Let's
that
go.
Corn wanted me to ask you.
Oh, God.
What is Midnight Meat Train?
I knew as soon as you started that he was going to go there. So, fun fact, Corn, he's a part of my small group at church. So they meet at my house every other Monday. We have some good food. We talk about some biblical lessons. This is a great time. And I love when Corn's there. Unfortunately, he can't be there a lot because he's super full schedule with his daughter's sports and DJing and everything that he does. Mm-hmm. But and one day he found in my house this wedding book my wife had made that chronicled our dating experience all the way through I think our first year of marriage, right? And in there was an excerpt about her coming to hang out with me and my friends, and we watched this movie, Midnight Meat Train.
Oh boy. So
that sounds perverse. It sounds awful. It's literally one of Bradley Cooper's first movies where he's working. He's a photographer that catches this guy murdering somebody, and then he follows him on this train and is trying to get this epic photograph of this so that he can submit this so he can get a prominent position or something like that. And the guy he's following works at a slaughterhouse. So it makes sense when you see the movie, but it's definitely, it sounds dirtier than it needs.
All right. So
maybe that's what I've been doing wrong. Maybe if I go out with a girl and I see a nice movie like Midnight Meat Train, maybe we'll get married.
See, Midnight Meat Train is what unified the bond of my marriage. I believe
that's nice.
It set the foundation for a strong relationship. So recommend it to everybody.
All right. So for our final question, this podcast is obviously called Rewind Time. It was named that from my me and my co-host's love for music.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to just go through this real quickly. Could you tell us what your favorite genre or artist of music is?
I have a huge selection of music I like to listen to. It depends on the day, really. So I'm a huge fan of 90s and early 2000s R&B. Love that. I love soft rock. I love yacht rock. I love some of the punk rock stuff of my high school years. Like I've been texting people. I was listening to Paramore today in the gym. All I Wanted and Crush, Crush, Crush. I text my friends. I said, those two songs are very underrated Paramore songs. Text that today. I love funk music. I love rap, obviously, jazz. I mean, you name it, I enjoy it. I appreciated country music when I was down in Evansville. I had to learn to appreciate that. It's part of my assimilation. Because if you didn't like country music, I mean, you weren't going to get the attention of many girls down there. So
okay, all right.
Yeah.
T-Man, you are new to this podcast. I might as well also ask you the question. What's your favorite type of music?
I'm kind of like him. I kind of listen to a little bit of everything. I mean, when I'm kind of working out or exercising, running,
You do
I
that?
like to listen to like rap. Or,
That's where I met T-Man, in the gym.
Oh, wow.
we used to
T-Man
go to the
pumps
same
iron.
gym.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to listen to a lot of rap or some like heavier rock. But
All
I
right.
mean, when I'm just going about my day, I mean, a little bit of anything.
Yeah.
While I'm studying, I like jazz. Love Bill Evans.
Okay.
All right,
But
yeah.
I mean, a little bit of everything.
I mean, I've definitely been listening to a bit more. This is actually like growth from the first podcast we had. I've been listening to like way more like punk rock kind of,
Okay.
a little bit of like kind of metalish. Yeah, just kind of.
So when you say punk
that.
rock, like what
That's ooh.
what years? Like
Kind of like 80s, 90s.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
like some bands I can name off the top of my head. I wouldn't say that they're just punk
Yeah, yeah.
rock. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of Smashing Pumpkins.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Definitely a bit of Nirvana. Trying to think what else. In terms of metal, I have been listening to kind of like older metal. Like I'm trying to think like Iron Maiden. Definitely some more Metallica. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So kinda
some
like that.
definitely some classics in there. Do you have
Yeah.
like ever get like in a position where like a song is stuck in your head?
Absolutely.
And like you just keep singing like the same part of the song over and over?
Yeah. I've been kind of like sometimes I'll just find myself like humming like a Nirvana song. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I've been stuck on 'cause everything you say to me got me one step closer to the edge and I'm about to break. It's like just been stuck in my head for like months now.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know why, but whatever.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on
Absolutely.
this episode of Rewind Time. Please check out all the other episodes on Rewind Time. I am your host, Bo Messner. I am joined by T-Man and Lewis Boyden, and we are out.
Hey, I would also like to add in there, check out the Chuckles podcast. We have a lot of fun on there too.
You heard the man. They actually interviewed me for one of their interviews. I think that was pretty eventful. You get to learn a bit about me. So,
Yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna throw a plug in there too.
All right.
Love Movement Podcast is one of my buddies' podcasts. He was standing out in the middle of the road the other day holding a
Wow.
sign. People were honking their horn at him. He's just anything he could do to promote it. And I'm actually going to be a guest on that podcast later this week as well. So
Awesome.
fun stuff.
All right. Go check that out. All right. See you later.